Liverpool have beaten West Ham United 1-0 at Anfield today to go 3 points behind Man City, who are chasing hard. Joining me for a quick match reaction is none other than Paul Dalglish. Paul, how are you feeling after that victory?
Relieved, really, Gav. I think at first half it was quite dominant, apart from the big chance that West Ham had when they broke the offside line. But it was really, really dominant. Second half, Liverpool, maybe it was a little bit of complacency because there was 75% possession in the first half that we came out maybe a little bit complacent, but it was just all right, Gav. It was just all right. We got a win, and to be honest with you, mate, at this stage of the season, when we're in all the trophies, United playing Man City tomorrow, it was just really important to get the 3 points.
It's the type of win that, I'm not saying that we're going to win the title, obviously there's a lot to go, but it's the type of win that you really need to get over the line in when you're playing for as many points as we need to be able to challenge City, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think you've got to be honest as well, that they'll look at it and they'll go, yeah, that was one of those ones where you just take the points and move on. You don't really overanalyze. If you the highlight was really Diaz. He looked really, really good, Gav. A few of the other ones maybe had a little bit of a quieter day than they normally have. But he until kind of the last action in terms of the finish, he looked good. He's got something a little bit different, mate. The fact that he just glides past people at that kind of change of direction, it's just, he's going to be a really good player for us.
There was one run in particular, I think, in the first half where he just left everyone for dead and got fouled on the edge of the area, and that sort of pace and skill in transition is certainly something that we can utilise in it.
Well, it's what we need, isn't it? He looks like a Liverpool player. He looks the same kind of mould. Same type of player. I think he's a little bit different as I said earlier. He is a little bit different, but it's a similar type of profile. 1v1, not really a forward, not really a winger. That kind of in between. He does it a little bit differently to Salah and a little bit differently to Mane. But it's that Jota as well. It's like that little bit of a hybrid between a forward and a winger.
Another player I wanted to pick you up on is Naby Keita. I think that Naby's game has developed this season. I see a lot of similarities to the job that Gini Wijnaldum was doing for us before he left. He's a bit more disciplined. He's certainly shutting down passing lanes like Gini used to do, and he's still got that explosiveness with his passing. He can find a pass through the eye of a needle. How did you assess his game today?
He's always been decent for us, Gav. He just hasn't been able to stay fit and get a run of games in the team. It's been more a case of just trying to keep him available. And I think when he's available, we've got an abundance of talent in midfield. We've got, you've got Jones, you've got Harvey Elliott, Oxlade-Chamberlain, him, Milner, Henderson, Fab, Fabinho. I mean, mate, we've got so many players that can go in and do a job there.
The other one I wanted to pick you up on is Konate. He's really, really looking the every inch the player that we thought we were getting, and he had potential when we signed him, but he certainly looks like he's delivering on that potential.
Yeah, he's young for a centre-back, Gav.
Yeah.
He's young, so, he's going to have... Centre-back is a position where you're going to have to take the teething problems. Even with Carragher, when he came in to the team, he played in holding middle, he played at fullback at times, and then moved into centre-back. He got a lot of experience outside of centre-back when he first came into the team. Centre-back is a position much like goalkeeper, where if you make a mistake, you get punished. And there's not too many top young centre-backs that are consistent. And people say, the criticism labelled at him is, oh, well, he's got a mistake in him. So's every young centre-back.
Yeah.
So's every young centre-back. He's awesome. Athletically, very good. I think he's good enough on the ball as well. But he's not Van Dijk on the ball, but he's good enough on the ball to find the next line.
He's got a direct pass in him along the ground, which is pinpoint. You know, his accuracy from his passing. I've been really impressed with in recent weeks.
Yeah. Oh, he's good, mate. He's good. You know, Liverpool don't really make mistakes anymore. Liverpool don't really make mistakes in the transfer market. You look at every single one.
We've had a couple of comments come in, Dave. Just a big shout out to Dave, LFC Chats. Yeah, completely. We've had a couple of comments in. We've got Norman who's saying that he's been impressed with Canate, which was great. I mean, Antonio, he said he's not an easy player to deal with physically, and he's certainly not that. I mean, he gave him a good run today, but I thought he dealt with it well. Good to see Dave there, LFC Chats.
There was one at the Cop end where he got played into the corner, and Konate just turned on the turbo jets and, you know, got in front and tried to shield it out. And to be fair, Antonio actually did really well to get something out of it. But you saw that. You know, I get annoyed as well at times when you're listening to people on the TV talking about Liverpool's high line, and I'm thinking to me, you know, of course we play a high line, but the reason we play a high line is because you have Konate's ability to do that. You have Van Dijk's ability to do that. Gomez and Matip. And Gav, what I say, and I say it a lot when I do the tactic shows, is that defending is like going to bed with a duvet that's too small for the bed. So if you want to keep your feet warm, your head's going to be cold. If you want to keep your head warm, your feet are going to be cold. And that's what having a high line is. Having a high line means that, you are going to get done in behind a few times. People are going to break down your defensive structure. However, people place more importance on events that happen than events that are prevented from happening. And the high line prevents a lot of things, but people never mention that, Gav, because they don't see it. They only mention the actual times where it does get exposed. But the benefits that we get from doing it are huge.
Quick chat about the goal. Is it a cross from Trent or is it a scuff shot?
I think he's just putting it into an area, Gav, and then it's probably about as close as you can get for an offside call, and then a good finish. But do you know, Gav, if we're going into it, do you know what was frustrating today for me was the amount of shots we were taking from outside the box. It was almost normally when we're at our best, the front three are in real synchronization with each other. You know, combine, and Firmino really helps with that. But when we had, I think at times today we had three that were almost playing like individuals. There was times where there was an opportunity to pass where we shot, you know, where we took on one more player when we could have released it. Then for us, I think half our shots, Gav, were from outside the box, and the probability of them going in is so low that you know they say if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the raffle. But to be honest with you, mate, that was frustrating for me, knowing what I know about the statistical elements of football. When you see people shooting from outside the box, it's a little bit frustrating at times.
Yeah, little comment from Barra, who quite often comments when we do lives. He thinks it's possibly a slight FA Cup and League Cup hangover, and he was slightly worried. Do you think that? I mean, West Ham were depleted. They lost the best player during the game, and their other best player, Declan Rice, didn't even start. So, I think it was just good to get through the game by any means, and that's what we've done at the end of the day. Something I was going to ask you about, we've seen a few games of Sadio Mane up front. What's your assessment of his performances up front through the middle there?
You see a few things on social media. He doesn't look happy, and you know, a few people saying, but he scored. He's scored a few goals, you know, and he's. I don't think he's particularly happy central. I think he likes playing off the side. So I think that's the main thing for me. He's doing a job for us through the middle at the moment, but I don't think that's his natural position. I think he's much more comfortable playing off the left-hand side. But obviously Diaz is there as well that can do that job. Salah on the right-hand side. So to be fair, maybe that's plays in a little bit about the body language, the fact that he's playing central instead of off the left-hand side.
At the risk of you giving me your stock answer that the team was the man of the match, who was your man of the match?
Diaz was impressive on the ball, as I said, until the final action. You know, when he had a couple of chances where he could have put it away, a couple of chances where he could have released it a little bit earlier and put someone in. But he was definitely the most eye-catching. But I think, you know, Van Dijk and Konate did well enough as well. Trent, there wasn't really a standout, as I said. You know, you can look at Trent as well. You know, he has the assist for the goal. He clears one off the line at the end of the first half. You know, Robbo's tackle, you know, comes to mind as well when he got the blocking.
Yeah.
But so it was. Yeah, you're not. I don't think you're going to see many players on Team of the Week this week, Gav.
Yeah, of course. Dave and Norman have both said Diaz on the comments, so thanks for that, guys. So we're going to leave that there. Paul, thanks for your time. It's another 3 points for the Reds, and that's the most important thing. That game is in the bag now. Those points are in our total, and we are hot on the heels of City, and they've got to play the Manx tomorrow, and let's hope for a miracle. Paul, thanks very much. Up the Reds.
It's not a miracle that's needed, you know. Man United, people, Man United aren't the worst, Gav. You know, like they're getting Ralph Rangnick's not getting much praise, but the actual results have been decent. The performances you can talk about, but the results have been good. That's not an easy game for Man City tomorrow. You know, and then
I just have a feeling that
if we can keep picking up points like that without playing well, us going to City in April is massive. Massive.
Yes, come on. Right, well, we'll leave it there. Listen, if you're watching this on any of our accounts, YouTube, Twitter, don't forget to follow the account. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. We really appreciate your support. Paul, thanks very much, mate. You take it easy.
Top man.